Wholesaling real estate is the perfect way to make an active income for real estate investors in Missouri. The quick process of wholesaling involves finding discounted properties, getting them under contract, and then selling those contracts to an end buyer, typically a fix and flipper, at a higher price. Now in this video, I'm going to cover how to wholesale real estate step by step in Missouri by going through the strategies that we've used to successfully wholesale real estate over the last decade. And be sure to stay to the end because you'll be able to download our state-by-state guide on how to wholesale real estate, and you can grab this in the description down below. What is wholesaling real estate? With this strategy, it's where you as an investor secure the rights to purchase a property, you sell those rights to another buyer for a profit, and the most common method used to sell the contract rights is called the assignment of contract. And here's how wholesaling works at a high level. Let's say you find that property that is distressed and you're able to get it under contract to buy at the price of $200,000. Now, instead of going all the way through and buying the property yourself, you simply just get it under contract at that price of $200,000 and you sell the contract for $210,000. Now, what you make as a wholesaler is the difference between the $200,000 price where you got it under contract at and the $210,000 price where your end buyer is buying it at. So in this case, it's a $10,000 difference and you earn that $10,000 as a wholesale profit. And this was all without having to actually buy the property yourself. You just had to get the property under contract initially. So at a high level, this is how wholesaling works in Missouri, but now let's dive into each step. So step one on how to wholesale real estate is picking your real estate market. Now, what we actually recommend to get started is to start where you're located at. So if you're in Missouri, let's say you're in Springfield, Kansas City, or St. Louis, start in that city and county you're already living in. And we recommend this because you're already local to the area and you can drive to a property to view it when you need to. But also when you're local, you can meet with real estate agents who are listing and selling great properties that you can wholesale in the area. Now, additionally, when you start in your own real estate market, you already know more than you think you know. And this is so important because you probably know the good areas of the cities and the counties. You probably know the bad areas. You probably know where new developments are going on, and you know where there might be crime or homeless. And all of this specific industry knowledge in your area can actually give you an advantage against others who don't know this info, because all these factors will affect the desirability and the price of the deals you're getting under contract for wholesale real estate. So this is all very important. So for step number one, we recommend picking your market, which is the city and county you are currently in. Now for step number two is finding 3 to 5 quality and local cash buyers in your area that you can wholesale deals to. Now, cash buyers are real estate investors, typically fix and flippers that are buying multiple deals per month and that want to work with wholesalers. And I like to recommend finding these cash buyers first so that you can then find their exact buying criteria, meaning the exact deals that they want and where they like to buy these deals. So for example, some cash buyers may only want to buy in St. Louis, Missouri. But if you're located in Kansas City and finding deals in Kansas City, then let's find cash buyers that are actually buying in Kansas City, Missouri. And what this will do is greatly increase the likelihood of your success and allow you to get the highest wholesale fees possible. Well, how we do it is using our Google Ninja trick. So for example, let's say you're located in Kansas City, Missouri, and you want to find cash buyers there. Go to google.com and type in "sell my house fast, Kansas City, Missouri." And what will appear in the organic search results of Google are real estate investors who've invested into their website so that they can rank organically for those search terms. And these investors, these cash buyers, they do this because they want to find motivated sellers. They want to find motivated sellers who type these search terms in. So we pretend we're a motivated seller who's interested in selling our house. And what do? It allows us to find these cash buyers on the internet, sometimes in seconds, sometimes in minutes. And if you want a deeper dive into this strategy with additional search terms you can use to find even more cash buyers, then get our guide at realestateskills.com/Google, and I'll put that in the description down below. And this is just one of several ways to find cash buyers, so be sure to check out our YouTube channel if you want to learn more ways. Now, step number 3 for how to wholesale real estate in Missouri is finding wholesale deals on the MLS. Now, the MLS is the multiple listing service. This is the database of all motivated seller leads on the market in your area, and it's an extremely powerful tool for finding properties that you can wholesale. And when using the MLS, here's our favorite strategy that we love using for finding these wholesale deals. It's called our Day Zero strategy. Now with this strategy, you find all the new listings that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. So we find those listings, let's say there's 50 in 24 hours, and now we look for the distressed listings in there, those distressed properties. And there might be 5 or 10, and we want to focus on those ones and give those ones our attention. Now, why we love this strategy is because these distressed properties that were listed within 24 hours, they need to go all cash. They need to go to investors. So why not you? And if you can actually be first to the punch on these brand new distressed deals that are on the market that need to go to wholesalers, investors, fix and flippers, then you can potentially get this deal under contract. Now, throughout the years, Us and our clients have been able to do dozens and dozens and dozens of these deals across the nation simply because we were one of the first ones to call on that type of distressed deal and give the agent an offer that they liked. And if you want our free training going over our methods on the MLS when it comes to wholesaling, flipping, and investing into cash flowing rentals, just go to realstateskills.com/watch. And I'll put that link in the description. Now, step number 4 for wholesaling real estate in Missouri is now calling and talking to real estate agents. So once we've used the day zero strategy and we've identified that distressed property, now you want to call the actual real estate agent who's in charge of the deal. Now, the great thing about using the multiple listing service is that typically the agent's contact information is all there for you, meaning their phone number and their email. So it's very simple to give them a call and know that they're in charge of this particular deal. They are the one that you want to talk to in order to get this deal under contract, in order to persuade them to accept your offer. Now, keep in mind, we only want to call on properties that are in a distressed condition and that need fixing up, and where the seller is in a distressed situation. And sometimes when we're looking at the property and we see a description of it, a written description, the agent a lot of the time isn't going to write out what the actual situation is that's going on. So this is why it's so important to have a phone conversation with that real estate agent. So we give the agent a call, we figure out the seller's situation and motivation, and on this call we also get additional information about the property. So what type of renovation and repairs does it need? Are there any special features about this particular house that the neighbors don't have? What does the agent think this house will sell at in its best possible condition? So through this call, we actually call it the discovery call because we're extracting information and we're discovering as much as we can about this one particular deal. Now, once you get all of the information that you need, from there, we can start analyzing the deal. So now we've found the deal, we've called the agent, we can analyze the deal, which is step 5. Now we're going to cover a few important numbers, the first one being the ARV. The ARV stands for the after repair value, and this is the estimated future market value of a property after it's been repaired. The next most important number to determine is the repair costs. This is pretty self-explanatory, but it's the estimated amount of repairs that it takes to take this property from its current condition to its best possible condition. And from there, what we're able to do is decide on our wholesale fee, which in a lot of cases, we like to put $10,000. Now, sometimes you can make more, sometimes you can make less. And lastly, with these numbers, we're able to determine our purchase price. This is the actual offer price you'll be offering on the property and where you will be putting the property under contract. This common formula is to first start off by multiplying your ARV by 70%. So let's run through the numbers in this example using this formula. Let's say the ARV is $500,000. You multiply that by 70%. You're then left with $350,000. Next, subtract your estimated repair costs. So in this situation, let's say $40,000. We subtract it from $350. Now we have $310. Then subtract your desired wholesale fee. Let's say $10,000. And now you have $300,000. This is your maximum allowable offer price. So if you get this property under contract at $300,000, you have a very high likelihood of being able to wholesale it to a cash buyer and make your $10,000 wholesale fee. Now, this is just a simple rule of thumb. And in our experience, if you want to have more competitive offers and if you want to get more offers accepted, we actually recommend using 80% of the ARV rather than 70%, because this will allow you to offer at a higher price. It will allow you to be more competitive and still give you that very high likelihood of making at least $10,000 on this wholesale deal. Now, what we love to use for every single wholesale and flip deal is our actual deal calculator. And if you want to use our calculator, you can go ahead and download it for free at realstateskills.com/calculator. And now you can plug in all of your wholesale deals into here and start wholesaling deals in Missouri. Now that we've analyzed the deal, it's time for step number 6, which is submitting offers and negotiating. Now, I cannot stress the importance enough of submitting offers because you cannot get a deal under contract unless you submit an offer. You cannot get a wholesale fee unless you submit an offer. So this is arguably the most important step. And we need to be able to send professional offers, meaning you can't send in an offer that has a 60-day closing time frame when the seller only wants to close in 21 or 14 days. And we need to use contract terms that real estate agents are familiar with when working with real estate investors. So for example, a clean professional offer will have minimal contingencies and a quick closing time frame generally, such as a 7-day inspection contingency and a 14-day close. And this very quick closing time frame is important for a lot of sellers who are in a distressed situation so that they can get out of that situation as quickly as possible. Now, most of these offers that you send will require an earnest money deposit, also known as the EMD. This is a good faith deposit that you put down on the property and is typically due within 72 hours of getting the property under contract. And these deposits can range anywhere from $500 to $10,000, and it really depends on what's most common in your area and the price points of the properties we're getting under contract. Additionally, this deposit is typically refundable, But always, always, always be sure to check your contract. And if you want to check out the contracts that we use for wholesaling real estate in Missouri, you can go ahead and download them at realestateskills.com/contracts, and I'll put that in the description down below as well. And one of the most important pro tips that I can give you so that you can do this with little to no risk is to always include that 7-day inspection contingency in your contract. And what this does is it gives you 7 days to inspect the property and 7 days to back out of the property due to the inspection if something's wrong with the property or if you can't find a buyer. So it's very important. This is your back out clause, and this is how you can stay protected. Now, these are ways how to make our offers way more attractive and super desirable. But always keep in mind that if a seller needs 21 days to close or 28 days to close or 45 days to close, then be accommodating. Change your closing date to the time frame that they need, and this will make your offers more attractive to sellers. And now for our offers to be even more credible, always include a proof of funds on each and every offer that you send. This is documentation that says you have access to the funds needed in order to purchase the property. And there are many ways to get these from your own bank statements, from private money lenders, hard money lenders. But the point is you need this proof of funds in order to be taken seriously and get your offers accepted. And if you want to download our free guide on how to get a proof of funds instantly and for free, just go to realestateskills.com/proof, and I'll walk you through 2 different ways to get your proof of funds instantaneously. Now it's time for step 7. It's our favorite step, and this is closing the deal and getting paid. This is the final stage where you're going to assign your contract rights to an end buyer, and that end buyer is going to officially close on the deal by paying the seller for the property. You will be assigning the contract by letting the title and escrow companies know the assignment terms by submitting your assignment contract. This assignment contract will outline our wholesale fee for the transfer of the property rights and is signed by all parties involved in order to solidify this agreement. If you want an example of our assignment contract, I'll put that in the description down below. And now once the deal is officially closed, you will either be wired the wholesale fee directly to your bank account, or you will get a check from the title and escrow company. And that is exactly how to wholesale real estate successfully in Missouri and how to get a $10,000 wholesale fee for a wholesale deal. Now, lastly, from wholesaling, fixing and flipping, and investing in rental properties all over the nation, I've learned something very important. And it's that there's still an abundance of opportunity out there. I mean, anyone, including busy people that work 9-to-5 jobs, can tap into this opportunity and start building the real estate investing business that they've always wanted. Now, I've actually created a free training that walks you through our MLS offer system process. And if you want to check that out, just go to realestateskills.com/watch, put your email in, and I'll send it to you. Now in this training, I'm going to cover the best place to find wholesale deals, fix and flip deals, and cash flowing deals across the nation. I'm going to also cover how to get deals on demand 24/7, 365 with predictability from the MLS, and how to close deals with precision and with buyers who are ecstatic to work with you and pay you large wholesale fees. Now, there's no obligation or risk to watching this training. Chances are you're going to walk away with a lot of great ideas that you can start implementing immediately, just like a lot of the wholesalers and flippers in our community are doing, who are using these methods to wholesale, flip, and invest into cash flowing rentals every single month. This is Alex Martinez with realestateskills.com. Happy wholesaling, and I'll talk to you soon.